Something's brewing in Dallas. You can feel it in the energy, the urgency, the culture shift. Under new offensive direction from Brian Schottenheimer, the Cowboys are no longer just holding on to talent. They're building stars. And right now, there are two players turning heads inside the star, setting the tone for a breakout year. We're not talking hype. We're talking real momentum. The kind you feel in practice, see on film, and hear about from behind closed doors. The front office knows it. The coaching staff believes it. These guys aren't just filling roster spots. They're about to take over. Let's start with one name that's lighting it up on offense. Before we go deep, take a second and think about it. Who's your pick to break out this year for the Cowboys? Could be a rookie, a second-year riser, or a seasoned vet about to explode. Think on it, then compare it to who we're about to talk about. Now let's get into it. One guy drawing serious attention in camp, George Pickens. Yeah, you heard that right. Pickens is fitting into this Cowboys offense like he's been here his whole career. His connection with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, already undeniable. The timing, the trust, the big play potential. It's all coming together. There were flashes in Pittsburgh, sure, but now, in Dallas, things are different. The chemistry is instant. The culture fits him. No drama, just work. And when you line him up opposite CeeDee Lamb, it's not just dangerous, it's explosive. This duo has the makings of one of the best wide receiver pairings in the NFL, and if you think that's an exaggeration, let me show you why the film tells the full truth. Let's roll the tape. Watch Pickens lined up at the bottom of the screen against the Baltimore Ravens. One-on-one coverage. Watch the footwork, the release, the hands. He's not just running routes. He's setting defenders up. He's creating separation before the ball is even thrown. Now pair that with CeeDee Lamb, a guy who's already commanding double coverage and safety help. Imagine what happens when defenses can't shade everything to Lamb's side anymore. That's what's coming in Dallas. This offense, it's not just promising. It's ready to explode, and Pickens is about to be right in the center of it. The moment George Pickens stepped into Dallas, everything changed. Defensive schemes that used to revolve around shadowing CeeDee Lamb, gone. That luxury, no longer available. You can't double both. And now that Pickens is here, teams are going to have to make a choice, and every option is dangerous. Let's take a look at what this offense is about to unleash. In Pittsburgh, Pickens was already showing signs of brilliance, but in Dallas, with more motion, more weapons, and a more dynamic quarterback, he's about to go off. Take a look at a play they ran featuring motion from Calvin Austin. In Dallas, that could easily be Kevontae Turpin, a player with similar explosive traits after the catch. Watch what happens when the defense reacts. The safety, that's Kyle Hamilton, bites forward just one step, and that's all Dak needs. That split-second decision opens the door. It's what coaches call a yes-no read. But when you've got George Pickens on the outside, it's always yes. Because with Pickens, 50-50 balls aren't really 50-50. They're more like 70-30 in his favor. One-on-one coverage, throw it. Every single time. Now watch the footwork. Watch the adjustment. Pickens works himself back to the football, gets hip to hip with the DB, sees the ball, stops on a dime, boxes out, and then taps those toes in bounds like it's second nature. That's not just talent, that's dominance. And it's going to unlock CeeDee Lamb in ways we haven't even seen yet. You can't shadow Lamb anymore because Pickens will torch you. But if you tilt coverage toward Pickens, Lamb eats. This gives the Cowboys a cheat code against single high safety looks. Anytime the defense drops one safety deep, it becomes a matter of pick your poison. Dak just has to read the leverage and take the best matchup and let his guys go win. That same motion again. Calvin Austin shifts across the formation. The defense gets caught in man coverage. Boom. The ball goes up, and Pickens, he climbs the ladder and comes down with it like it was thrown on a string. And here's the scary part. This isn't even about fantasy potential or preseason hype. This is real football impact. Late in that game, the Steelers were pounding the rock, so the Ravens decided to stack the box. They dared them to throw. Press man, tight coverage. And even against a stud like Marlon Humphrey, Pickens made them pay. Teams that try that in Dallas, they'll pay even more. You can't load the box. You can't press both wideouts. You can't leave them one-on-one. And you can't double both. That's what makes this offense special. Does it even matter if a defender's draped all over him? Not when it's George Pickens. Watch closely. This is what dominance looks like. Lined up in press man coverage against Marlon Humphrey, one of the league's most physical corners, Pickens beats him clean off the line. And here's the key. The quarterback lets it fly before Pickens is even open. Why? Because they know. With Pickens, this isn't a coin flip. It's not a 50-50 ball. It's a 70-30 every single time. And just like that, separation. Hands extended, 6 points. Touchdown. Now imagine defenses trying to handle CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens on the same field. That's not just difficult, it's borderline unfair. Defensive coordinators won't be able to play single high safety anymore. They'll have to drop both safeties deep just to keep things under control. And once they do that, the Cowboys own the box. 2 high safeties means fewer bodies near the line of scrimmage. Fewer defenders in the box means Dallas gets the advantage. Numbers in the run game. Tony Pollard or whoever lines up in that backfield. Now they've got space to operate. The entire offense opens up. Play action becomes lethal. Quick screens, slants, draws. All of it. Dallas can dictate matchups and control tempo. The Pickens-Lamb duo doesn't just stretch the field, it stretches defenses to their breaking point. And now, let's shift the spotlight to the other side of the ball. Because Dallas might have found a defensive game changer as well. Quietly but confidently, a new face has been rising all offseason. Elam. A former first-round pick with sky-high potential, Elam arrived in Dallas needing a fresh start, and he's seizing the moment. Coaches have taken notice. So have teammates. He's locking in, showing flashes of physicality, ball skills, and confidence that once made him a top prospect. One insider said it best. Elam is undoubtedly making the most of his opportunity. Sometimes, all a player needs is a change of scenery. And in Dallas, Elam is getting just that, a second chance, and he's running with it. Sometimes, all a player needs is the right team to unlock what's been inside them all along. Coming out of college, Elam looked like a future star. Size, speed, instincts. But in Buffalo, things never quite clicked. He struggled to find consistency. He slipped down the depth chart. But the raw talent, that was never in doubt. Now, he's got a new home in Dallas. And from day one, he's been fitting right in. Let's be honest, Elam hasn't lived up to his draft status yet. But that doesn't mean his story's written. In fact, it's far from over. Take a look at this play from his Buffalo days. A red zone comeback route to the front pylon. Elam reads it like it's scripted. He mirrors the receiver's break, jumps the route, and takes the ball away. Clean, confident, clutch. That's the kind of cornerback the Cowboys believe he can become. And it's part of a clear strategy from the front office this offseason, betting on former high draft picks with untapped potential. Not just Elam. Names like Peyton Turner, Kenneth Murray, and Jack Sanborn. All once heralded prospects who needed a new start. For Elam, the trade was low risk, high reward. A 5th and 7th round pick in exchange for a player with first round tools, that's the kind of move that can quietly shift a secondary. And right now, with Trevon Diggs recovering and Jordan Lewis missing some time, Elam's opportunity has arrived. He's responded with fire, physical at the line, confident in coverage. He's climbing the depth chart and fast. It wouldn't be a surprise if Elam becomes a starting DB sooner than expected in this defense. This Cowboys team might have stumbled onto something special, not just with the elite weapons on offense, but with a secondary that's quietly evolving into a strength. Two names stood out all minicamp. George Pickens, redefining what this passing game can be. Elam, rewriting his career before our eyes. And this is just the beginning.